one. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ladies Power Lunch. This is Free Gift Friday, and I have with me today our very, very special guest, Angel. So, Angel, let's dive right in. Why don't you
Yeah.
tell us who you are, what you do, and kind of how you give us a little background about how you came to be in this sphere?
Oh, well, that's kind of a long journey, as for most people, right? I have been very interested for the last 4 or 5 years now in why women in general are not moving forward in their lives fast as they'd like, or are not getting as much money as they'd like in their careers, or not getting as much um, romance and intimacy in their lives that they would like. And I've kind of done a little bit of anecdotal research as to why that is, and what I'm finding is that people feel, and this is men and women, people feel that they don't have the confidence. And so confidence has kind of been my jam, so to speak, for the last few years, and trying to figure out what confidence is, why people feel like they don't have enough to achieve the things that they want to achieve, and how we draw more confidence to people, and help them build it. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. And now I'm focusing primarily on women's sexual confidence, because I feel for women in particular, confidence in the bedroom translates to confidence in everything else in their lives.
Confidence in the bedroom translates to confidence in the pocketbook, maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
We
absolutely.
were talking this morning, so we had such a great, and I'm doing 500 things at once. I'm basically making a list of everybody who's joining us over here on Facebook. We have Robin, we have Hannah, we have Jamie. There are about 6 people who've actually joined us over there, but not everybody. I can't see who all 6 of you are. So if you'll just tag yourself in the post then, or say hi, then we'll know that you're there. Okay. But I can see Robin, I can see Hannah, and I can see Jamie. So welcome,
Hello.
guys.
Mhm.
So I was saying, Angel, that I feel like it's the perfect combination of Free Gift Friday and Ladies Power Lunch coffee break today. I feel like our Ladies Power Lunch party Friday party today is all the things that women need, because this morning we talked about not deferring your financial future and your financial planning, but being really aware of what's going on with your money, right? And we
Mm,
had some great
yes.
experts and we talked a little bit about that, and they gave us a lot of resources and that sort of thing. And now you're here talking to us about boosting our confidence. So, my question for you is, as far as confidence goes, what are some of the do's and don'ts that you would recommend for somebody who might be struggling a little bit with self confidence and confidence in their business, confidence in other areas of their life, including the bedroom?
Mm. I guess do's and don'ts are, the don't is to think of confidence as a thing that you either have or don't have. That's kind of how we've been taught to look at it, that it's like a noun. And I strongly feel that confidence should be a verb. It should be confidencing, because it's something that you have to practice. It's something that is different in each scenario, in each situation that you're in. Your level of confidence in a particular situation is relevant to your experience with that situation or with that enterprise that you're involved in. And so we think of confidence as like one, like we're holding a gold brick in our hands, when really that's not at all how it is. It's something that you have to actively practice. It's like a muscle you have to tone. And so, the don't would be, don't think that if you're not confident in general, that there isn't some area of your life where you are confident, and that you can take that and learn from that and expand upon that into other areas of your life. There's always room to grow.
So, give me an example, because, one of my favorite mentors likes to say, words don't teach, but examples and stories kind of give you a little bit more. So,
Absolutely.
tell me
Yeah.
something.
Well, I think a good example would probably be somebody who, like myself, is confident in a business aspect, or in a career aspect. They've done something for a really long time. They have knowledge base in that particular career. They they know what they know, and you can't take that away from them in that realm. So, you know, let's say you're an architect. I met with an architect today, and she was like, you know, I'm so good at doing the architecture part, but I don't feel that I'm good at this other piece. And we sometimes discount what we're good at and don't give it the credit that it's due, right? And so then we take that, you know, that lack of credit that we give ourselves, because particularly women are told not to brag, not to come across as like super confident, even though that's what we're aiming for. It's like, don't do it, but do it. There's a lot of mixed messages about it. So if we take what we are good at and we own that, right? Then we can take that confidence from that piece of our lives and kind of spread it out and expand it into other areas. I'm confident in public speaking. I'm not worried about, you know, going in front of a crowd and talking to people. Other people would rather hide under their bed than get in front of a
Know
crowd and talk
this.
to
What's
them.
up with these people? Like, I tell people all the time, I'm such a weirdo. Like, I would rather be on stage than probably
Yeah,
doing anything else.
exactly. And you know, and so it's like, you know, I can take that and I can say, okay, well, if I can get in front of, you know, a whole bunch of people and talk about all the things that I talk about, then I can do this other thing. And really the confidence comes from the learning and knowing that tomorrow, like I might not know what I'm doing today, but I can learn how to get that information. I can research it. I can figure it out. And so my confidence comes from really just understanding that where I am is a function of what I've learned to this point. So the confidence I have in different realms is, again, related to the experience I have in each of those realms. And so if I'm feeling not confident in one area, it's just that I haven't learned those skills yet, and I just need to
This
keep
is
practicing.
true. Oh, I love this so much. So, I will tell you a story.
Oh,
I was
please.
talking to my son, as I often do. He's 10, so I enjoy having conversation with him because it's just great to hear the 10-year-old mindset. And we're having this conversation. I had him set up to code in this, it's a website on MIT, and it's for kids to learn how to code in a very simple way. So it's called Scratch. But he was getting a little bored with it because he's 10 and he feels like he's outgrown it. And so I set him up to, look at a more grown up platform. So I'm checking in with him to see, okay, how's that going? And I'm feeling a little bit apprehensive. And guys, you probably heard me tell this story before because I thought it was so profound. And I was like, so how's it going? And he could probably see that look of just me being apprehensive on my face. And he said to me, Mom, it's fine. You know, it's new. I haven't learned it yet, and he's going to learn it and he's going to be great at it, and I'm so sure. But it was like a lightning bolt to me because we sometimes forget that it takes, most things have a little bit of learning curve, even
Thing.
confidence.
Yeah.
I love to talk to patients about the happiness prescription, and even happiness has a little bit of a learning curve sometimes
Mhm.
if you've not been very happy for a very long time. So I love, love, love that you're reminding us of this. This is just so outstanding and so great. So for somebody who might be struggling with being confident, what would be your first step? What would be the thing that you would say to them? You know what? Take this step first.
Hmm. I guess my first step would be to really step back and make a list of the things that you are good at, that you feel great about, that you know better than anyone else, and really own it. And just like, okay, this is what I do feel good about. And then try to, look at that with an outside viewpoint. How would other people see that? One of the exercises that I like to do with people is like, let's talk about, where you feel most in the zone, as they say, where, like what you do that makes you feel the most alive, the most, the most you, and really try to hone in on that and try to figure out how do I, move my life in such a way as to be in that zone as often as I can, to touch on that once a day, to get in that moment every day, because then it just builds and it builds kind of naturally and organically. So I guess that would be my first step. Find what you're really good at, what you really know, and then allow yourself permission to own it, and so much permission to just brag about it, even to go, full on, like, yeah, I'm a badass and I can do this, and really get the confidence from that, and then everything kind of mushrooms out from there.
I love that you mentioned that. So I'm gonna just give you a little bit behind the scenes. I was having a wonderful, just wonderful conversation with one of our members yesterday. I was talking to Andrea Goodsaid, and one of the things that she said to me, she was pointing out to me one of the things that I am good at. And I was like, yeah, but you know, that's not anything really all that great. And she said, well, you just think that way because it's sort of like you're so used to it and
Mm-hmm.
you're so accustomed to this being a part of you that you don't realize the value that you're bringing when you're bringing this to other people's lives. And it's sort of like, I think these were her words, but I'm going to mess it up. She said, it's sort of like, um, a fish trying to teach other people about water. Fish knows everything about water, and fish is really good at swimming and just takes all of that stuff for granted. But if the fish can figure out that, hey, this water stuff is pretty great, and the fact that I'm swimming, that's fantastic, then suddenly we're looking at, hey, this is a big deal. This thing that I do that I don't give myself credit for enough of the times is actually amazing. So we have a bunch of we got really a lot of people joining us over on Facebook. So I just want to say hi to Hannah, Robin, Jamie, Wendy, Mary, Hannah, Akanke. If I didn't mention your name, just tag yourself in the post so I can see that you're there because I have more people on the call that I have names. Um, there are a couple of comments. Jamie says, hi, glad to be here and learn from Angel. Robin says, I believe it. I just started working with a sex, love, and relationship coach. I totally see the connection with receiving and confidence. That's
Mm,
really, really
a big
an
connection.
important thing. Want to weigh in on that, Angel?
Yeah, I will. Receiving is such a gift, right? Especially in the bedroom, because a lot of times as women, we are trained that we're supposed to please our partner, especially if that partner is male, and that that's a function of our relationship, right? But that we don't let ourselves receive. Well, if we can't receive, how can the universe send us anything to receive either? If we're always like, no, I don't deserve it, or no, what I do isn't valuable, or no, I'm not going to ask for more money, or I'm not going to go for the bigger job, or I don't think I can step to that next level. Um, the universe can't bring it to us because we're already putting the doors up. And so the same thing happens. The relationship coaching piece of it is the same thing. If you're so used to having to do it all yourself, and I just had a call about this an hour ago with a bunch of other women who were saying, like, we don't know how to collaborate. We've never learned how to truly collaborate.
Well, you have to send them over to Ladies Power Lunch because
That's
that's
right.
all we are about over here.
But we're always told, right, in
Yes.
subtle ways, that we're supposed to do it all ourselves. We're supposed to be super women. We're supposed to be able
Mhm.
to do everything simultaneously, and not receive help. And God forbid you should ask for help, right? So, like, breaking all those barriers down is really hard work, and it does take a real conscious effort to allow yourself to receive from other people, and just understand that your energy, when you put out, the idea of putting energy out is you're supposed to get energy back. And you have to allow that energy come back to you in a good way, and feel worthy to get it. So that's a big challenge for a lot of us.
I don't know why, but that term worthy seems to be fraught with it's just like a moniker that's really it has negative connotations
It does, yeah.
somehow. Like we don't think of it in terms of, oh, I am worthy, but we think of it as, oh, I'm not worthy, or they don't deserve it, or it always seems to take the negative. So there's an opportunity, I think, for us to say, yes, I am worthy. And yes, I do deserve it because every single one of us is deserving just for no other reason except that we're here.
Exactly. If you don't
No
have to
other
do anything to
reason.
be worthy of it, right?
I want to say hi to Mary over over on Facebook. She says, "Hello, all. Mary Roy here." Wendy says, "Confidence is so key." Jamie says, "It's a muscle you have to tone." What a great way to look at it. Um, Robin says, "I wholeheartedly agree with that, Angel. Confidence is a verb. I teach confidence and encourage others to get out of their comfort zones and to gain confidence in areas of life where it could use a boost. I may be confident in one area, but not another." Exactly. Like I was talking to Andrea yesterday, I'm saying, I can go on any stage. Just
Right.
5 people to 5,000 people, 10 people to 10,000 people. It doesn't even matter to me. I love the sound of my own voice. I'm probably going to be talking. And I think nothing of it, and I'm very confident with that. But put me in another kind of situation. And if I could bring that confidence there too, I feel like there's definitely an opportunity there. I like this comment that Wendy made. It's a fine line being a confident woman. I've been accused of being aggressive because of my confidence. Oh, well, I'm sorry I scared you. So let's talk a little bit about that. Talk about
Yeah.
that. I don't even think it's a fine line. I think it's on them, frankly. But
Yeah.
what do you think, Angel?
Well, it's funny you should bring that up because I was looking on Facebook after the vice presidential debates, and a lot of people were saying like how much energy it took for Kamala Harris to kind of control her reaction to some of the things that were coming at her, and and I was like, yeah, I was really struck by watching that exchange of energy, because that's really what every conversation is,
Everything is
and seeing
energy.
just how restrained she was. But then when she allowed herself to speak up for herself and said, I am speaking, and I want my time back because he interrupted me, or I'm not going to let that stand, you've attacked my character. When she does that, people took it to mean that she was being aggressive, or too harsh, and yet when he did those things, it was, everyone's like, oh yeah, he was a very strong man. So there's definitely like a gender thing with it too, where when women do stand for themselves, it comes off, and there's still an impression like that's not how we should be. And so when you talk about gender roles and how that forms our progression in life, it's really important to think about when we see young women standing for themselves. We need to support that. We need to get behind that. And we need to encourage more of that, because we need more women like that to be able to say, I am speaking. Deserve to be here. I deserve a seat at this table, and I deserve to be heard. And we all need to be able to raise each other up to be in those important spaces and to be able to have our voice heard.
I love that you said that. And I want to say two things. One, I want to say that, we need to consider what we're teaching our baby girls, because they're not learning necessarily what we're saying. They're seeing what it is that we're doing. And I'm a mom of
Yes.
boys, but I recognize that my job here in the world is to model for my boys what they should be expecting of women in
Mhm.
the first part, so that they're not going to show up and be the interrupter, or be the one who is going to say that, because my boss is being assertive, that she's being bitchy. Because I worked in corporate, I know all of those. I know all
I've
of
been
those
called all the
things.
names too.
All the things. I know
Yeah.
all of them, right? So I have to be a model for my boys, but I
Mhm.
also have to be a model for all those little girls who I don't see them seeing me, but they're seeing me.
Right.
I remember I went to a conference some time ago, and there were a bunch of medical students who were there at the conference also. And these little girls, medical student girls, they came up to me and they were like, "Oh my goodness, you're doing it. And this is awesome. And it's so good to see." Actually, they're also little black girls too. So that probably made a difference. But they're like, "It's so good to see somebody who looks like me, who's
Mhm.
doing this, and you don't realize. I didn't even see these little girls. I don't know where
Right.
they were. They were sitting somewhere. I was sitting somewhere. But people are seeing what you're doing and observing how you're being. So when you show up in the world with this confidence, it's not just important for you, but it's going to be important for the next generation. That's how I'm seeing this. But
Yeah.
what do you think?
Well, my son watched the vice presidential debates with me, and we had it on the room, and I had it as I was getting ready for bed. And he asked me, he's like, why does he keep interrupting her? And I was like, I am so glad you noticed that. Well, how would you feel if someone kept interrupting you? And he was like, oh, that would be so annoying. And I'm like, okay, remember that.
Yeah. So
So
teaching
they do
moment,
notice. They notice.
teaching moment. And,
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter what side of the aisle you end up on,
Mhm.
being able to notice what is behavior that is appropriate is definitely important for all of us.
Absolutely.
Um, Robin says, we often take for granted what comes so naturally for us. I discount it all the time and realize
Mhm.
how hard I make life by not noticing what does come natural for me. So I just want to put a little plug in here. One of our sponsors, Peach, is actually having a workshop next week, and it's about your strengths. It's about
Nice.
actually playing to your strengths,
Mhm.
figuring. So part of the workshop is figuring out what your strengths are and then actually focusing there. Because my dear friend Bevan, who is one of the founders of Peach, she talks a lot about how society kind of teaches us that if there's a part that we're good at, we can shelve that and we need to keep working on the things that we're not that good at.
Mhm.
When really and truly, there is an opportunity to focus on the things that you're amazing at. So if anybody wants to attend that, just click on the events tab and you'll see it. It's next week, Thursday. I think it's at 7 o'clock in the evening, but it's going to be really, really great.
Yeah.
So
And to
great
actually
comment.
piggyback on that, I was just talking with the group of women I was talking to earlier today about the collaboration piece, where I read an article about a gentleman that created a island for programmers. So basically, think of like going to the Bahamas as a computer programmer, moving to this amazing island that someone created specifically for a programming community. And when he was interviewed about why he put this together and how he put it together, he said, the one thing I realized was I didn't know how to do it. And that was okay. I was the one who was supposed to have the idea. I knew that other people knew how to do it. And I just pulled in the people who knew how to do it. And that's what collaboration's about. But the confidence that he had to say, I don't have to have all the answers. I will find the people who do. And
I
so
love
when
that.
you're feeling confident, just find the other people that know the answers and learn from them. That's how life was supposed to work. We're not
I
supposed to know everything.
You're preaching to the choir here, because that's my thing, is that everything that we need is in this room called Ladies Power Lunch. And so if I need to talk to somebody about confidence, I know where to find you. And if
Mhm.
I don't know where to find you, I'm going to put it in the chat and say, hey, is there somebody here who knows about confidence? And
Right.
guess what? We have actually almost 1,500 members. So if you're not getting your answer in the chat, we can move it over to the newsletter and we can ask the questions there. So I'm pretty confident that we're going to find an answer to the question of
It's there
confidence. I know
somewhere.
that was very, very corny. I'm sorry, guys.
Good.
Jane says Angel is such a remarkable woman. Her words are so on, I want to say on fleek. Maybe that's what she meant.
On Fleck, yes, thank you.
Okay, there we go.
Like
Okay,
this.
I need to get a little bit more with it, guys. It's fine. Anne Garland just joined us. She said, "Love Angel Johnson."
Mwah.
Meredith is on too. Um, Welcome, Meredith. Yes, I loved it once Kamala asserted herself.
Mhm.
Wendy says, "Our children are watching us." Um, Robin says, I love when Kamala called him Michael. Wendy also says, yes, we're an example for all our children. Jane says, as Angel said to me once, not only do women deserve to be at the table, they're teaching us all how to show up. I agree with that. Real wisdom here. Mary says, when we learn to live in our authenticity with purpose, confidence issues dissipate because we're driven without the awareness of this. And Lynn says, hi, Angel.
Hi,
So
Lynn.
Hi, guys. Thanks for contributing. Did you want to comment on any of those
I
comments?
really like the idea that your confidence. I guess the best way to say is you don't notice your lack of confidence when you're working on something that's important to you. When you found your mission, your passion, the thing that really drives you. Your lack of knowing what you're doing is no longer as big an issue, because you no longer worry about the perfection. You're more interested in action. And so a lot of the times I tell people, just get in action. And even if the action doesn't feel like maybe I'm not doing the right action, at least being in some level of action is better than being stuck in analysis paralysis in your head and just thinking and not getting anything done.
Angel, you know this about me. My favorite thing to do is to build my parachute on the way down. I tell everybody all the time, guys, I actually do have a full-time job. Like, Ladies Power Lunch is just my fun little thing that I do. And so I will make plans right on the show. And there is no real, I mean, there's a framework, but there is no real, we're very informal here. And so at the end of the day, though, we have a recording and it's done, right? So
Exactly.
you don't need that perfection. And this was a hard lesson for me to learn. And so if this girl can learn it, the former perfection queen can learn it,
Do.
dear ones, you can learn this too. It is
Yeah,
possible. We have to
absolutely.
wrap this up, Angel, but do you have any final words regarding confidence that you would like to share?
Yes. Give yourself the grace to be where you are right now. Wherever you are right now is where you're supposed to be, and you can launch anything from right here. It's all possible.
I love it. I love it. Be where you are right now, and it's all fine. So I'm just trying to make sure. I know Meredith was on. I'm just trying to make sure I got everybody. So there's Hannah, Robin, Jamie, Wendy, Mary. Um, there is Akanke, Jane, Anne, Lynn, and Meredith. Did I miss anybody? Did I get everybody? I got Jane, Robin, Meredith, Anne. I got Akanke. I got Wendy, Hannah, Jamie. Yep, I think I got everybody. And Lynn says, Angel's words are never final. They resonate. I love it. So good. All right, so
Got a
I'm
reverb
going to,
on
I
them.
I love it. I love it. Hannah says, thank you, Angel. This is awesome. So Angel's giving away a wonderful prize today. Angel, can you tell us the two things that you're giving away today to two
Yep.
lucky winners?
First of all, a copy of my erotica book, which is Ladies First, because that's how it should be. So this was published April of this year. Actually, no, February of this year on Amazon in the ebook format. But then I just got the paper copies, so I can do the giveaway with the paper copy now, and also just an opportunity to have a chat with me and see if there's something I can help you with, or some kind of confidence booster that you need, some kind of exercise I can walk you through, a program or a practice that would help somebody who's struggling with confidence. I'm happy to.
Okay, so guys, you get a confidence session with Angel, and a second person will also get Angel's new book, Ladies First.
Yeah.
And Angel, I'm going to ask you, would you please choose a number from 1 to 11?
Let's go with 9.
9. So our number 9 is Anne
Ah,
Garland. So Anne
yay!
wins your book today. And
Oh
can
boy.
you choose another number from 1 to 11 that is not 9?
1.
Okay, and Hannah wins a
Yay!
conversation with you. Awesome. Hannah is
Perfect.
such a winner. She is very often winning these things, I've got to say. And this is great because this tells us something about her energy. And if anybody knows, and I'm going to get off on a tangent here, but if anybody knows Hannah, you know her energy is so open and inviting and loving and warm. And so it is no surprise that she's always winning these things because what
She's a
you put out
receiver.
is what you
Perfect.
receive back.
That's
And she's
right.
very open to receiving. So there you have it. Ladies, I invite you to do connect with Angel because we are all winners. And frankly, I'm very, very sure that if you reach out to Angel and you'd like to have a confidence conversation with her, I'm pretty sure she'd say yes to it. But our big winners today are Anne and Hannah. Thanks for joining us. And before we go, I know we're way over time, but how could that not happen with me sitting here talking to one of my favorite people, Angel? Two things that are going on right now. I just want to let you guys know that we are going to have a new series with Ladies Power Lunch. Those are going to be airing at 1 o'clock pretty much every day of the week. We're just going to drop them in wherever we have space. And basically, these are going to be conversations about collaboration. If you've
Mm.
ever had a collaboration that went really, really well, or if you've had a collaboration that went really, really badly, we want to know about it because we want to learn about what the do's and don'ts and pros and cons. We want to get it right. We want to be on point with our collaborations. So if you're interested in that, I invite you to reach out with me with to me with a DM, and I'll get you on the schedule. We do have, I think we have quite a few slots that are still open. And we also have the Ladies Power Lunch anthology for the spring is open for applications. So if anybody's interested in being part of that collaborative work, and we will be bestsellers again. We were bestsellers in two categories on Amazon, and we are going to be bestsellers again in spring. So if you'd like to be a part of that collaboration, I invite you to reach out to Elizabeth Hill. Just send her a DM. Please do not DM me about that. But if you do, I will connect you with Elizabeth, and she'll be very, very happy to give you an application for our upcoming work. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Angel, you are a blessing to us. Thank you for showing up for this. I really appreciate it. And
Thank you
we'll
for
see you
coming.
guys next week. Bye.